The legendary Thandiswa Mazwai, and the name of the song there is called Dogon, just helping us usher us into the Tuesday motivation space. And I told you that this morning we'll be closing the show off with Clement Chauke, who's on the other side, and here we'll be taking personal branding. There's a lot that would like to really get into here, and yeah, let's talk personal branding. Let's try to break it down. Let's get an understanding of what it is all about, what it means, and how then one can actually just go about this one here. You find us in a safe space still on 0861987000. There on X we go by at PowerFM987, at Katlego Legodi _ Clement, good morning. Welcome to the show.
A very good morning to you too, Katlego, and the beautiful listeners of our FM.
Yeah, thank you very much, man, for giving us your time, for coming through, and for helping us really go into motivation this morning. And I see that we're talking personal branding. It's very important that people position themselves in this particular manner. But let's start by maybe getting an understanding of what we mean by personal branding, and then we'll get an understanding of why then it should matter to all of us here.
Thank you for that one, Katlego. First things first, before we can even look into what does personal branding mean or branding mean, we need to deal with the misconception that our generation has when it comes to branding, especially our youth in particular. There's a growing trend whereby most of our young people today, they think that when you build a brand, it's all about buying a T-shirt and then you print your name on it, or buying a cap and then you print your name on it. And most young people, whenever they do that in our generation, you hear them saying, "I started a brand," and then you ask them, "What do you mean by starting a brand?" And they will say to you, "I'm selling a product with my name." So we need to deal with that misconception. Selling a product with your name or having something with your name on, it's not branding. If I were to summarize branding has to do with an emotional response that people give to a product, a thing, or a person. Let me repeat. An emotional response that we give to a person or a product. We just come from, Mandela Month. We were celebrating him. Mandela as an individual, he was a reputable brand, and there's an emotional response that we gave to Nelson Mandela. Some of us growing up, we didn't grow up in the days of apartheid, but the stories that were told about him, that he, saved the black people from the era of apartheid. So we responded as he is our hero. We felt that he is our hero. So when you build a brand, you must understand the importance of the emotion that you want to provoke from people. How do you want people to feel about this person? How do you want people to feel about this product? How do you want people to feel about you?
So it starts with you, right? It's a matter of being intentional about where you would want to find yourself, that emotional response, that you would want then to play itself out. Is it something that you work on? Is it something that you have to literally just hone, or when you look at it, you can wake up today and say that this is me, and everybody else will have to follow suit, or it becomes somewhat of a process?
It becomes a process, and like I've said, Katlego, you need to be intentional about the emotion that you want to provoke from the masses. How do you want people to feel about a particular product or a person? So there are steps that you need to take, and this morning, just for us to touch a bit there and there on some few points, we have four keys that we are going to look at, And then the first key that you need to the first thing that you need to do for you to build a personal brand, number one, it's authenticity. You must be authentic. And when we speak about authentic, it's all about being genuine and true to yourself. You can't fake it. You must be genuine and be true to yourself. That authenticity speaks to, the reflection of your personality, your values, and your beliefs. So you must be clear. What is it that you stand for? What are your values? What is it that you believe as a person? Your personality as an individual. I'm reminded of Jay-Z one day. I remember I was watching a video where they asked him, "What did you do to build the brand Jay-Z?" And Jay-Z responded by saying, "I walk in every room as myself. I walk in every room as myself." He said that his voice, everywhere he goes, he doesn't change his tone. He speaks the way he speaks on every platform. And one of the things about him when he started his journey as an artist, most record labels, they didn't want to sign him because of how he sounded. But this is a person now that today, when we say Jay-Z, he has built a global brand. And that global brand, there's nothing that is not authentic about this brand. So authenticity, Katlego, it's key. And the beautiful thing about being authentic, you don't have to rehearse it. Most of the time when young people want to build brands, they come up with things that it is not them. And when something is not you, in some places it becomes difficult for you to execute a thing because when you are not authentic, it will always require you to rehearse. So it's very much important. Stick to who you are. What are your values? What are your capabilities? What are your beliefs? Be authentic. That's step number one.
Mm. And also, when you look at it, I love what you're saying. That what we should take from what Jay said there would be that walk into every room as yourself. You often hear people say that nothing beats you being yourself and coming and presenting yourself as you are, because there can never be the truer vision to you than you.
Sure.
And the moment you start then idling and the likes, then it does become a little bit of a challenge here. So authenticity, it becomes, that one process that becomes very, very important here. Do we see it also speaking to your personality, your beliefs, for instance, what you value and the likes, and or not, when you push that authenticity? Do this becomes some of those tenets that inform you being authentic or not?
Yeah. So, like you said, that your beliefs they are also integrated in being authentic. Your values they are integrated in being authentic. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. Every platform that I go to, I make sure whatever that I do, it reflects who I am, my beliefs and my values. So that's the first key. You need to invest in being authentic. Crack that shell of faking it. Be authentic. And the second thing that you need to do is you
So
build
what do you say to people that say fake it till you make it? That this becomes the way of life. If
I hear you.
if confused, you fake it till you make it. Where does that fall then?
When you fake it till you make it, the truth is the day you make it, you're gonna make it as a fake and something that is not authentic. It cannot stand the test of time. That is why some people, their fame can last for a year, and then somebody will say, "Yo, once upon a time they were this and that, and now it's no more." So I wouldn't encourage young people in particular to fake it.
Uh,
Stay true to yourself.
Let's move to the next key then. After being authentic, how do we see you then moving into this space as you try push for this personal brand?
The second key is you need to build expertise. Build expertise. You must become an expert in what you do. Focus on building a unique skill. We live in a world where, fame is the it thing. When you are famous, it's the it thing in our generation. But if there's one thing that you need to pay attention to, people who are famous, there's that one thing that they are famous for. I'll give you an example with the likes of Floyd Mayweather. He is famous for being a boxer, for being a world champion. He has built an expertise when it comes to boxing. Does this mean Floyd Mayweather cannot do other things outside boxing? Of course, he can do them. But the thing that Floyd did was he chose one thing to say, this is the thing that I want the world to know me for. And then he invested in that thing, built an expertise in that thing. I'm speaking this morning on radio. Is speaking the only thing that I can do? Absolutely not. There are many other things that I can do, but I've chosen to build an expertise when it comes to public speaking. And the other thing about branding that we need to let young people know about is to build a brand or to build an expertise. It is not an overnight thing. We are living in a generation whereby patience is no longer a thing for people. People want to do it today, get it right today, grow today. We need to deal with that misconception as well. To build a brand, it takes years, and for you to build an expertise in the thing, it requires patience and investment. The likes of Floyd Mayweather, it took them years of investment.
Yeah, and what do you say then to those that would say you need to, in any way, work on it as well? Even if it's a unique skill, you need to
Mm.
constantly hone it. You need to constantly work on it so that you, more or less don't lose it. At the same time, you hear people saying that as much as you've acquired this unique skill, you need to work on bettering it all the time so that you're able to, in any way, compete, be relevant,
Mhm.
and you move with the time as well. That then becomes somewhat part of this expertise section.
Yeah, so that point that opens a door to the third point, to building a personal brand. And that third point is called consistency. You must be consistent. Your voice must be the same on all platforms. And this is the part where I'll give an example with acting. Most of the actors, this is the part where they make a mistake. I will take, for an example, a known global actor, the late Hulk Hogan. We know him as Hulk Hogan. When he was on movies, he was this masculine guy. When he was on the platform of wrestling, he was this masculine guy. Every platform that Hulk Hogan was on, the voice remained the same. This guy knew that he is not a comedian. So he wouldn't go to a platform because a so-called gig is available and it is paying well, and then you go for that platform. You can even use your voice at an expense of you are chasing money, you are chasing cloud, you are chasing this, especially in our generation, it's so easy for one to trend. You can go on social media, say something that is contrary to the voice that you build on another platform. So on Twitter, you are this, on TikTok, you are that, on Facebook, you are this, on Instagram, you are that. So the most important thing that one needs to do, you must learn to be consistent on all platforms. Let your voice remain the same so that when the name Katlego is mentioned, when the name Hulk Hogan is mentioned, when the name Jay-Z is mentioned, the brand perception on all platforms remains the same.
And we do see that then also helping in honing or building one's credibility here. So for you to be taken as a person that is credible, that is of credibility, you need to consistently show up, right? You need to consistently
Yeah,
be there so that you are known as that person that is reliable. We can easily just trust in you because we understand that you are one person that has been a constant here. You've been consistently just coming through, and that then positions your brand for the better.
yeah. True that, Katlego. And let's just now, as we go to our fourth point or the fourth key, which is building relationships. It's very much important that when you work on your personal brand, you must be conscious of building strategic relationships, which speaks to who you are, like we said, authenticity, which also speaks to the expertise that you want to build, which also speaks to consistency. It's very much important that we treat the relationships with respect that speaks to the 3 points that we touched on. And the thing about relationships is there's what we call in the market brand association. So when you associate yourself with a particular brand or you associate yourself with a particular person, whatever or in whatever way that this person or a product is perceived in the society, the moment you associate that with you, it changes people's perception about you. That is why in a generation, you will see that there are some people who have lost brand endorsement deals because of there were scandals associated to their names. For example, if let's say as a brand you are representing a particular product from a company that advocates for women empowerment, and then the next day there's somebody who releases a video on TikTok where you were abusing your spouse, immediately because of whatever information that contradicts what they stand for as a brand, there's a thing that goes out there. What the company will do is they will terminate their deal with you. Why? Because of your brand is now taking a turn and a voice that contradicts what they are standing for as a company. So when it comes to branding, we need to be intentional about relationships that we build. And the relationships that you build, they can either grow your brand or destroy your brand. They can either increase it in value or drop its value. So be strategic about who do you bring into your space. Always do the stock taking check. Is this relationship gonna benefit me for where I'm going, or will it not benefit me?
I was going to wrap it up with that to say that when you look at it, can there be some of the dangers? What do you look out for? What do you do? What are some of those things that can take away and destroy years of work because of just, I don't know, something that would affect your brand? But before we go into that, we have 5 minutes to go. I want to take Ntate Jabu, just listen to him a bit, and then we'll come back and respond to that and help people a bit to steer clear where some of these issues are concerned. Jabu, you're calling us from Mamelodi. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning once more, and your guest, Katlego. Thank you very much for being time conscious.
All right, sir.
Katlego, I'm going to start with you. The reason why actually probably we are listening to you is because you never change. And probably there's no any other Katlego other than you. So I want to ask you guys, how does character play a role in the whole thing? Because character, to me, it appears to be something that actually maintains authenticity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for always being consistent as well in listening to us. Thank you very much. Appreciated.
Thank you.
Jabu from Mamelodi. What do you make of that, Clement? Let's try respond to that.
Thank you for that one. And I like it when Tate Jabu, brings character into a picture. We can take this into an arena of a drama, a movie. When you are watching a movie, there are different emotional responses on different characters. Be it the person is a villain, be it the person, is this and that and that. There are different characters which makes up a play. And then in this world that we are living in, it's more like a scripted movie. We are all different characters. Character speaks also to self awareness. You must be self aware as an individual. What is my character? What is my role as an individual? I'm a social activist speaking this morning to all of you. That's my character, that's my role in the society. There are certain things that for the past 15 years, I was intentional about a character of a social leader cannot do X, Y, Z. And then I made sure that in this journey, I avoid those states. So as a personal brand, you need to be clear about your character. When you go to audition for a movie or a soap, a drama, whatever, they will always give you a script and tell you that this is the character that you are auditioning for. It's either it's a gangster or it's this or that. So you must be intentional about the role that you're supposed to execute as a personal brand. And it can go far from a character. And like I said, what gives clarity to what a character is, it's a script. So you need to understand the script in detail. The script will also dictate the words that you must say. It will dictate how you must appear. It will dictate the relationships that you need to build so that you stick closer to what the character requires. So each and every one of us, we are different characters, and we must be intentional about understanding the script, not only understand it but execute it well. Like in Tate Jawu said, we know Katlego on all platforms. He remains the same. He's authentic. He's calm. He's not faking it. That's who he is, and that's what draws us to you.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you always coming through and giving us your time and yeah, being gracious, with your time always and your wisdom as well. We don't take that for granted. We really appreciate you coming through. If there are people that have been listening to us, how do we direct them your way? How do we follow your work?
Thank you so much, Lando, once again for having me. So those who would like to book me for public speaking, who would like to book me for one-on-one coaching, my WhatsApp number is 061 497 9952. 061 497 9952. And on social media platforms, IG, Facebook, TikTok, I go by the name of Clement TC Chauke. Clement TC Chauke. Thank you.
Awesome. TC, do enjoy the rest of your day. Let's touch base soon.
You too, my brother. Thank you.
Sure, man. Clement Chauke coming through as a motivational speaker, helping us this morning in our Tuesday motivation feature. And that's how we say goodbye to you. Time really flies. We were just saying hello to you a couple of hours ago, but we are out of here. A big thank you to everybody that came through, that formed part of the show.